over on the Nita, the Pinta, and the whatchamacallit. We didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us. Landed right on top of us.
You're watching Jokers Wild, your number one alternative to entertainment news, views, and reviews. And today, we're going to be counting down my top 10 favorite Denzel Washington movies. Yes. Now, this isn't my top 10 favorite performances because, well, Denzel always brings his A game. That's just how he rolls. So this is just my top 10 favorite movies that I've watched the most. Counting down from 10 to 1. So sit back, grab yourself a glass of Kool-Aid, or whatever it is you drink at this time of night, day, evening, morning. Let's get this started. Whatever. Now to kick things off, we're going way back into time. Back to 1995, the movie called Crimson Tide. The film took $157 million at the box office, budget of only $53 million. Produced by the Uber production duo Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer, and directed by one of my favorite directors of all time, Tony Scott. In the movie, Denzel and the ever-dependable Gene Hackman play two naval officers on board a nuclear submarine who just don't see eye to eye at a time when they really need to. Boasting solid performances from the entire cast, it showed Denzel could hold his own against one of the industry's all-time greats. And the movie still holds up today thanks to those amazing performances and Scott's assured, visually kinetic storytelling style, even managing to squeeze in the odd moment of welcomed levity.
Rivetti, what's up?
I'm sorry, sir. It's just a difference of opinion that got out of hand.
What about?
It's really too silly to talk about, sir. I'd rather just forget about it.
I don't give a damn about what you'd rather forget about. Why were you two fighting?
Well, I said that the Kirby Silver Surfer was the only real Silver Surfer, and that the Mobius Silver Surfer was shit. And Benefield's a big Mobius fan, and things got out of hand. I pushed him, he pushed me. I lost my head, sir. I'm sorry. It's never happened again.
It better not happen again. I see this kind of nonsense, I'm gonna write you up. You understand? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, everybody that reads comic books knows that Kirby Silver Surfer is the only true Silver Surfer. Now, am I right or wrong?
You're right, sir.
All right, get out of here.
Yes, sir.
Number 9 is what you get when you combine a post-apocalyptic wasteland with one of the more physically demanding roles of Denzel's career. From a budget of $80 million, the film grossed a box office total of $157 million. The movie sees Denzel play a character called Eli, a mysterious wanderer who travels the wastelands in possession of a book that could hold the secrets to the future of mankind. Directed with typical flair by the Hughes brothers, features solid supporting roles from both Gary Oldman and Mila Kunis. Number 8 sees Denzel be teaming with his training date and Equalizer director, Anton Fuqua.
Man carries a gun, he tends to use it.
Dan, you dead? Pity. I had just ordered a drink from that man.
The Magnificent Seven was a remake of a classic. The original was a samurai movie. Did I mention it was a classic? Yes, you did. What always appealed to me was that notion of a band of anti-heroes coming together for a common cause.
Good Lord. That's right.
Throw into that mix an eclectic cast of diverse talent, and you've got a winning formula, at least in my mind. And also in the mind of the box office, as the film was a modest hit, pulling in 162 million, versus a budget of roughly 107 million. I mean, come on. It even co-starred Chris Pratt, whose stardom had just gone stellar, quite literally, having played Star-Lord in Guardians over at the MCU.
Who? Star-Lord, man. Legendary outlaw. Guys, move!
I mean, what more could you ask for?
Forget this.
Train rumbles right through small towns en route from Toledo to Columbus. The train rolled down the tracks late this afternoon for miles with absolutely nobody in control.
Coming in at number 7, based on a true story, a movie that could only be described as a thrill ride. At the box office, it took 167 million versus a budget of 68 million. Oh, that's quite a profit you got there. Why, thank you very much. The movie sees an unstoppable train half a mile long hurling towards a town with no driver.
Number 6, what's up? There's an unmanned train on the northbound track.
It's under power?
It's coming straight at us.
Oh, I forgot to mention, it's also directed by Tony Scott.
I'm always looking for real people, real events to inspire me creatively.
A freight train headed down the tracks out of control and no way to stop it.
What are we worried about in terms of cargo?
8 freight cars of hazardous chemicals. We're not just talking about a train. We're talking about a missile the size of the Chrysler Building.
I have to tell you, Jim, that every time I look at something like this, it really scares me.
I need to know where that train is.
We're not exactly sure.
You're not sure? We'll find out. Watch out!
It's kind of like Speed, but, you know, without the bombs. There's explosions, definitely mayhem.
Are you in or you out?
Look, you want to kill yourself, you do it alone.
All right, you do what you want.
Wait!
It also addresses underlining themes such as being valued at your workplace.
Being appreciated.
I'm not kidding. Just enjoy the ride.
Think you know what's coming? You don't have a clue.
The next entry is another rare occasion of when Denzel's dipped his toes into sci-fi waters. The result is a movie scoring 180 million at the box office versus a budget of only 75 million, which is relatively small for a sci-fi movie, especially with this stellar cast. The movie stars Denzel Washington as an ATF agent who has to try and prevent a devastating terrorist attack from happening. The only snag is, well, it's already happened.
Right. Looking into the past.
To disclose any more would spoil the head-scratching ride that is to come. Not to mention a pretty unique and original take on time travel.
Here, look, here's a monitor, right? Now, the monitor is broken. It's dead. It is not temporarily transitioned to another state of entropy. It's dead. Now, is she alive or is she dead?
What if I already have?
Workmen found the body of this rich industrialist, Talbot Soames. Been kidnapped the year before, shot in the head and buried in what they thought was white sand. Turned out to be oyster.
Now, I love a catcher-killer thriller as much as the next guy, or gal for that matter. The next entry is definitely up there with one of my favourites that I've seen. In fact, it stars my boy Denzel.
Yes! Yes!
Well, throwing a star turn from a relatively unknown Angelina Jolie, got the makings of a pretty solid thriller going on. Netting 151.5 million at the box office, from a budget of only 73 million. Based on a 1997 crime novel, the movie sees Denzel play a tetraplegic detective in a race against time on the hunt for the titular character.
Be clear, you're not taking any arrows out of your quiver. You're not ruling anything out.
Good morning. Sunday morning. We have a responsibility. We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Now, when that happened last year, it was freaky. Well, yeah, it was freaky, but aside from that, kind of took my mind back to this next entry. Okay, this is actually the original version. What I'm referring to is, of course, the remake. Both versions of which play into that fear of what's going on behind the scenes that we're unaware of.
When I sleep, I dream. I don't want to dream.
Denzel Washington plays a soldier whose memories of the war proved to be unreliable.
Something happened out there in the desert that night during that mission, and it's not what we thought it was.
Budgeted at 80 million, the film took only 96 million at the box office. Maybe it's a little too close to home with its deconstructing of the American war hero.
We've been down this road with you before, yes?
No, sir, not this road.
Maybe audiences just wanted a typical Denzel crowd pleaser.
Sergeant Shaw, you ever dream about Kuwait?
Captain Marco!
Maybe he was asking questions we'd rather not know the answers to.
How much do you actually know about your friend?
I served under him. He was a good man.
That's what the neighbors always say about serial killers.
Whatever your personal opinion on the matter, you can't fault the movie for at least trying to get you thinking.
At a flick of a switch, we can adjust character.
Good morning.
Change personality.
Good morning.
These are not supposed to exist.
Even if at the end of it all you're left scratching your head as you sit and ponder. What if?
You are the real deal.
Help me. Shoot me. Help me or shoot me. Make a decision.
Be clear, you're not taking any arrows out of your quiver. You're not ruling anything out.
Good morning.
he catch that fish yet? The book.
Oh, yeah, he did.
It's a happy ending.
Not exactly.
I grew up watching the original Equalizer TV show back in the day. I enjoyed it. Many a fond memory. Saturday afternoon, or was it the evening? I can't even remember. Enjoying the adventures of Robert McCall. Not so much an adventure. Played by Edward Woodward. Yes, that's his actual name. So when I heard they're doing a remake, I was like, no, leave it. Not another one. Come on. And I heard Denzel was attached, and it piqued my interest. The time I got to watching the movie at the cinema, it definitely didn't disappoint. From a meager budget of 55 million, the film ballooned to over 190 million at the box office, making it Denzel's biggest hit to date.
16 seconds. You ask me what I saw when I looked at you. What do you see when you look at me? Seconds.
In the next 24 hours, you will learn about the streets, about the choices that will force a dedicated cop over the edge, all in the name of good.
At number 2, we have Denzel at his absolute coolest. One of those rare occasions he's not playing the out-and-out good guy. The movie cost an extremely modest 45 million to make.
Boom! You never know, that's the point.
Taking a box office haul of around 104 million. So yeah, another hit. Not to mention bagging his lead actor yet another Oscar in the process. In my mind, well deserved, as Denzel infuses a, well, let's face it, pretty unsavory character. So much charm, self-confidence, you can't help but be swept up in it all.
Protect and serve, brother.
Kinda much like a character played by his co-star Ethan Hawke.
Boom, shoot.
Also turning in an excellent performance as a rookie cop who's in way over his head. There's no mistaking that this is Denzel's movie.
Yeah, mother.
He makes sure of it in every single scene he's in.
Go ahead, cowboy, you got mad squabbles, boy.
Chewing scenery after scenery. His performance really is a tour de force. Make no mistake, Alonzo Harris is a force to be reckoned with.
I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Bam, code X.
There were 24 kidnappings in Mexico City in the last 6 days. Have you protected a lot of children before, Mr. Creasy?
Coming in at number 1, one of my favorite movies of all time. Dealing with the theme of redemption, Denzel plays an ex-CIA haunted by the memories of some of the more horrific acts that he's had to carry out within that role.
You think God will forgive us for what we've done?
That the movie never specifies exactly what he did is its strength, as the audience is left to rely on its own imagination, far worse than anything the writers could come up with. The movie took in over 130 million at the box office, from a budget of around 70 million, and is an expertly crafted tale of revenge and loss, pairing Denzel with long-term collaborator Tony Scott, featuring a rock-solid supporting cast. But the real standout in this movie is the dynamic between its two central characters, played by Denzel Washington and a young Dakota Fanning, both of which are on absolute top form, expertly infusing their character interactions with so much heart and honesty that when the inevitable mayhem ensues, you're all the more emotionally invested in the outcome, some of which makes for some pretty unsettling viewing.
Let's wish, please.
I wish you had more time.
And there it is, my top 10 favourite Denzel Washington movies. At least, current top 10 favourite. To be honest, this could easily have been a top 20. The guy's done so many great movies. And I probably missed a few out that you probably thought should be included. You know what? Drop them in a comment below. Leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.